All right, well, without further ado, I would love to present and introduce our keynote speaker for tonight to kick things off. She is President and CEO, Black Chamber of Arizona, is an award-winning business strategist, best-selling author, and one of the most sought-after voices in economic empowerment. As a CEO in the Black Chamber of Arizona, she is committed to closing the racial wealth gap and fostering entrepreneurship as a path to economic mobility. Dr. Trayham consults with Fortune 500 companies, government agencies, and small businesses, advising on sustainable business growth and workforce development. A Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Dr. Trayham has been recognized as one of JP Morgan Chase's 100 Women to Know and AZ Big Media's most influential women in 2024. With a powerful personal story of overcoming adversity, she has mentored over 8,000 women entrepreneurs and has led high-impact initiatives across industries. She is passionate advocate for innovation, leadership, and diversity-driven success, equipping individuals and organizations with the tools to thrive in an evolving business landscape. Without further ado, let's bring up Dr. Velma Trayham.
We become one right away, oh right away. At first sight, I felt the energy of sun ray. I saw the light inside, so shine bright tonight. You and I, we're beautiful like diamonds in the sky.
All right, I am so excited and honored to be here today for this event. Can we just give a round of applause for State 48 Foundation? I mean, this is incredible. And the reason this is incredible, when I think about the economic climate that we're in, when I think about the political climate that we're in, the world needs entrepreneurs who are solving problems. And what I'm going to talk about today is solving problems and how you can take your vision and launch it into reality. And by the time I'm finished, you will have a practical blueprint to move forward. I am all about moving forward. I'm all about, hey, what do we do next? We don't need to keep talking about it. We need to have practical steps to move things forward. So just a little bit about my journey. I'm from Houston, Texas. I was born and raised in poverty. My mom had me at the age of 14, but I decided I was not gonna allow my end to look like my beginning. So I started my entrepreneur journey very early on in life. My first 3 companies failed. I decided that I wasn't gonna give up. So I just continued to go. My family said, hey, I think you should get a job. I said, well, I don't think I should. I think that I'm going to use all of the information I learned through the 3 companies to continue to go and grow. And I did just that. So my 4th company was successful. I was able to sell it. The 5th company, I was successful. I was able to sell it. And then I went on to just building companies. And then I went on to helping entrepreneurs to build successful companies. And then from there, I was sought out by government agencies and corporations to build entrepreneur programs that support entrepreneurs around the country. And with that being said, I realized one thing early on in life. When you are solving problems, you will never need money. Money follows solutions to problems. Money follows solutions to problems. And so I want to talk a little bit about how do you take your vision to reality? The first thing you want to do is, number 1, you need to solve a problem. Okay? It's not what you sell. It's about what you sell, but it's about solving a problem. That's the first thing. You need to understand the problem that you are solving. The second thing you want to understand is, who are you solving the problem for? Who are you solving the actual problem for? That's one of the things you want to think about. Your business cannot be all things to everybody. You have to solve a problem for a particular group. Is it lawyers? Is it doctors? Is it education? Who are you solving the problem for? And then The third thing you want to think about is your revenue. How are you going to generate revenue? What is your revenue for the particular business that you have? What's your revenue model? Every business needs a revenue model. Most entrepreneurs, because they're passionate about the work that they do, they don't actually think about revenue sometimes. And a lot of times, some entrepreneurs will say, oh, I'll do this for free. But if you're looking at wealth creation, and if you're looking at creating a legacy that you could potentially pass down, then one of the things you want to really think about is, what is that revenue model? A lot of entrepreneurs get into entrepreneurship because they do want to build large company, or they want to create legacy. They want to create long-term wealth for their family. They want to be able to pass it down to the next generation. But they don't often understand how they're going to be able to do that. Do you ever hear a lot of people say, I'm going to make $1 million in my first year? We hear that a lot, right? And then we also hear a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to help you make $1 million in your first year, and they themselves have yet to be able to do it. How many of y'all know some of those type of people? Don't be shy. Raise your hand. Do you know people that say, oh, I'm going to help you make $1 million a year, and they have yet to be able to do it? Okay, so you got to be discerning of those type of people, first of all. Okay, that's a whole topic in itself. So with that being said, you want to understand your revenue model, because if you're going to set a goal, let's just say the first year in business, you say, I want to make $1 million. Then what does that look like in terms of your revenue model? What are your services? What are your products? And also understanding what your business model is. What partners do you need to have? What resources do you need to have? What elements of your business model will help you to reach the goals that you're looking to reach in terms of your business model and growing your business? So first, we need to solve a problem. Now, I believe that your problem is directly tied to your purpose in life. A lot of people don't talk about purpose, but the reason why purpose is important, I believe that 95% of business is mindset and 5% of business is strategy. I know a lot of entrepreneurs, they have amazing strategies, but they lack the mindset to run a successful company. And what I mean by mindset, I'm going to talk a little bit about fear, because a lot of entrepreneurs, especially new entrepreneurs, they have a lot of fear. So entrepreneurship is a spirit, and fear is a spirit as well. Fear will keep you not walking in your purpose. Fear will keep you not solving the problem that you were put on this earth to solve. And I want you to understand, we were all put on earth to solve a problem. So if you think you aren't, you are. You were put here to solve a problem. And so your purpose is directly tied to the problem that you are solving. So again, when you think about your model, when you think about your business, again, you want to ask yourself, what problem are you solving? And the reason purpose is important, it's because entrepreneurship is not easy. I'm going to say that. When I made my first $1 million, I thought, wow, this is hard. But when I made my first million, it was very easy to start making multi-millions. And so what I'm saying to you today is this. When you are operating in purpose, you're solving problems, nothing that comes your way can stop the plan and purpose that you are walking in. And I need to say this as well. Faith is a huge part of entrepreneurship, because faith is the substance of the things that we hope for, but it's the evidence of the things that we don't see. And I'm not talking about religion right now. I'm talking about faith. And in order to be a successful entrepreneur, I believe that faith is important. When I think about the climate that we're in right now, the world that we're in right now, entrepreneurs are the driving economic factor right now in every state, and particularly in Arizona. Arizona is a beautiful state, amazing entrepreneurs, a lot of amazing resources for entrepreneurs if you have a solid business model. And so in solving problems, understanding who you're actually solving the problem for. And then you want to think about the pain points. What are the pain points of your customers? What keeps them up at night? Think about that. What keeps your customers up at night? So when you think about your entrepreneur journey and launching your vision into reality, when you think about that, what problem are you solving? Who are you solving the problem for? Your revenue model. And then what are your distribution channels? Meaning, how do you plan to reach your target audience? Are you going to meet them at different conferences? Are you going to meet them or connect with them via social media? Are you going to have a strong marketing strategy? What does that look like? A lot of businesses are not successful, not because they don't have a good product or service, but they're not successful because they don't understand that those are the 4 mechanisms to really build a successful company. The other thing is this. Whatever you're doing, authenticity is very important. Being authentic is key. I would rather be an authentic me than a cheap imitation of anybody else. Authenticity is key. The world does not need copies. The world does not need people that's going to show up. We don't need another Anna. We don't need you to act like another Tiffany. We don't need you to act like Bob. The world needs someone that's going to show up and that's also going to speak their truth. The problem that you're solving is directly connected to a demographic of people that need what it is that you have to offer. You can't think about what are they going to say about me? How many, and you don't have to raise your hand, it's okay. How many of you are like, oh, I don't know what they're going to think about me? Who cares what they think about you? We don't care. Okay? Seriously, like, come on. We're solving problems. Like sometimes people are like, Dr. Velma, I don't care what they're going to say. I'm solving a problem. I'm walking in my purpose. My purpose is to help people walk in their calling and to build successful companies. My purpose and mission is to end poverty through entrepreneurship. That is what my life purpose is, and everything I do is tied to that. Everything I do is tied to that. So not only am I the president and CEO of the Black Chamber of Arizona, which I'm honored to lead this organization and to connect with and create resources for communities across Arizona, but I'm also the founder of a modular manufacturing company, the first Black woman to have a modular manufacturing company. I was able to secure $11 million investment for this company because I knew that I was solving a problem. And the problem that I'm solving is affordable housing and workforce housing. We got a lot of people that work and they can't even afford to live where they work. That is pathetic. It is despicable. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm sick of all this stuff. Like, it's just like, okay, but here's the thing. You can be sick of it, but what are you going to do about it? Are you going to do something about it? Are you going to use your business to solve a problem? Or are you going to just complain? You got to solve problems. A lot of people go into business saying, oh, it's about how much money I can make. How much money can I make doing this? Well, that should not be the main purpose of business. The main purpose of business is solving a problem first, and then everything else will follow. Okay, so not only am I the founder of a modular manufacturing company, I'm also the founder of a consulting company, 12 years. November will actually be 13 years. I'm also the founder of a nonprofit organization with the mission to end poverty through entrepreneurship. And I also sit on 21 boards across the country. Woo! And I have a 14-year-old that thinks he's my dad. He thinks he's my dad, okay? So I'm saying all that to say that, and yes, I sleep at night. Okay, I sleep good. Okay, sleep good and I eat good. Okay, but the only reason I'm able to run these companies is because I believe in people, and I believe in building up people, and I believe in building up teams. Okay, this leads me to my next point. Every company that I am either a founder of or that I'm leading, I bring in amazing entrepreneurs and individuals who are able to help to move the vision forward. What am I saying to you? If you think that you can build this company all by yourself, you're wrong. In the beginning of the session, they had the volunteers to stand up, the board members to stand up, the staff members to stand up, the beautiful, did you see how many people it really took to create this amazing environment? Took a lot. And so when you think about vision to reality, bringing your business to reality, you want to think about your human capital. Who do you need within your business infrastructure to help to build it and to take your vision and move it forward? Talking about vision, there's one of my favorite books. There's one of my favorite scriptures it says, write the vision and make it plain. Mm-hmm. So some of you may have a vision, but you've yet to write it. I encourage you today to write the vision. I encourage you today to act upon the vision, execution. It's one thing to say that you have a vision, and then a lot of times I hear, "Oh, I'm not ready yet. I don't have everything that I need right now." When you start, everything else falls in place. When you take one step, everything else falls in place. So for those of you that are dealing with fear and are thinking that you don't have what it takes, or maybe you're saying, you know what, I don't have people that's going to support this. I'll tell you this, when you're solving a problem, it may not be your friends and family that's going to support it, but you have an audience and a demographic of people that you know that you're solving a problem for. So we have to step beyond fear. Fear is, it's really a bad thing. And I don't know about y'all. Sometimes, and you know what? Listen, okay. I went from entrepreneurship to corporate. I really enjoyed being on the consulting side of things, where I was consulting corporations and government entities. I didn't know that, all of this. But anyway, that's a story for another day. But what am I saying? When I think about the corporate infrastructure, sometimes we can become complacent in the way that we think because we're stuck in one piece of the puzzle. We're piece of a big puzzle. And so what I would encourage you to do today, there are 24 hours in a day and I'm talking to the people right now that are saying, I work, but I have this vision and I don't know how I can work and do my, build this company at the same time. Well, there are 24 hours in a day. 8 hours you work, 8 hours you sleep. What are you doing with the other 8 hours? 8 hours you work, 8 hours you sleep. What are you doing with the other 8 hours? Say that again. There you go. That's what you should be doing, is building your dream. So it's not, we don't have, it's not that we don't have enough time, because we do have time. And so for all of you today that are here with a vision, I encourage you today to put your vision in action. I've given practical steps on what to do. If you want to be the generational curse breaker in your family, if you want to be the person in your family to set greater charts, it starts with you. And again, entrepreneurship is 5% strategy but it's 95% mindset. So it's important that you take this information. Don't just use, because a lot of people go from conference to conference, summit to summit, and they're just hoarding information. They never take the time to sit down, to write the vision, to make it plain, and to execute. So we're here in hot Arizona, okay? And for the entrepreneurs and for the innovators and the trailblazers today that are saying, hey, I am going to take this information and get to the next level, I want you to repeat after me a declaration. When you repeat after me a declaration, I am free. I will not allow fear or the thoughts of others to keep me from solving problems. I am a solution to a problem, and I will walk in purpose and destiny. Thank you all for having me.
Woo! Amazing.
Thank you all.